Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome people to Footy Judge Mo. Listen, Liverpool are back in the title race, same as Arsenal yesterday. 3-1, emphatic win by Liverpool. The bench played. Gravenberch scored a wonder goal. I know a lot of people were talking about the Manchester United game. Bro, who cares about Manchester United? They drew 3-3 and they won at penalties. Final against Manchester City. Okay, I hope that Man United win. That's what I hope they do. I really didn't want Coventry to go through because I didn't want to see Manchester City play Coventry in the final of the FA Cup. That would have been an embarrassment, to be honest. But listen, people, we're here to talk about the title race, of course. Listen, Liverpool, they did their job. A lot of, oh my God, it's like, no, Liverpool are not winning anything. A lot of people predicted Liverpool not even to win this game. Not even to win this game. A lot of people said they're not going to win this game. I predicted a win for Liverpool. But listen, guys, if you're here now, hit that like button for us. If you're watching this in the replay, hit that like button. I'm here with Drak and Mike Das, of course. Mike Das, who turned from the most optimistic Liverpool fan to the most pessimistic Liverpool fan.
Okay.
Really?
I listen. I wouldn't say that I was ever overly optimistic. I would say that I was being pragmatic, and maybe a little hopeful. But optimistic is a strong word.
Why? Optimistic is good.
Listen, when you're in something, you want to believe, right? And so maybe you say things that you want to believe, but in the back of your mind, you realize that, like, I don't fully believe what I'm saying, but I need to speak it in order for it to become a reality. Otherwise, what's the point of watching? You know what I mean? So, it's difficult because you put yourself on a platform and then you say things and then people hold you accountable to those things. But at a certain point, it's like there's what you say and then there's what you think. And as fans of any sports, we all know that most of the time there's a little bit of a barrier between those two.
I get what you're saying. Is anybody believe that Liverpool are in this title? Like can they win the league? Like, genuinely. 5 games left. 1 game away now out of the window.
I just don't know if City are going to drop points.
Yeah, that's the question. Like I've said, I've said pretty much consistently that I think City are favourites. I haven't said that we're out of it, and I don't think we are out of it. I think the second half performance today was better, but our performances in recent weeks have been pretty crap, and yet we are in with a shout. Do I think City can drop points? I don't think it's impossible. If we get through the next 2 away games, I mean Everton away and West Ham away, I always feel uncomfortable with West Ham because they're my local team in London. Then I think we have a chance. We have a chance. Keep winning. I think we beat Spurs. I think we beat whoever else we're playing. City can drop points. It's not impossible. They could drop points against Brighton. I think they're playing Brighton
on Thursday.
Yeah. Although Brighton,
you can literally be you can be like same discussion we had with Arsenal. If Liverpool and Arsenal both are 4 points out of Manchester City, why were we assuming that Manchester City just won the league? Like, there's pressure on them.
We do. I mean, Arsenal aren't playing great at the moment either, so we do need a little bit of a favour from them because with 8-goal difference is going to be difficult to bridge. I'd say I'm optimistic, but I still say for sure Chelsea are the favourites. City are the favourites. Chelsea are nowhere.
Because they are 2 points ahead of everyone.
Because they're 2 points ahead of everyone, because they're arguably the best team in Europe, because they've done it before. Multiple factors.
Talk to me about the game today, guys. Like, Mike, you were not happy.
No. The first half reminded me of all of last season. I think that Endo was shambolic in the sense that he can't play possession. Like, he's a good counterattacking tackler, right? Like, he's a good tackler. He's good at disrupting play, but he's horrible at taking the ball and progressing it forward, right? What I saw in the first half was a lot of just what we saw against Atlanta and against Crystal Palace. Just needless possession, right? 40 yards of space in between each of our players. A guy would get the ball on the wing. He's on an island. He has no outlet. We turn the ball over. The chances that Fulham had came off of the fact that we had this toothless possession, and then we get caught out because it's useless possession, and then they get an opportunity. Trent obviously scored a brilliant goal, but outside of that, I mean, we had like the Luis Diaz header, which I don't know if I'm going to consider that a clear-cut opportunity. But other than that, it was really lackluster. It was awful possession. It was slow. It was lethargic. It's the same complaints that we made. And then in the second half, up until Gravenberch scores that goal, again, we have slow, lethargic, toothless possession where we're just simply content with kicking the ball backwards, not progressing forward, 40 yards in between players, and then Gravenberch scores, and then all of a sudden everyone wakes up. Gravenberch needed to score. He needed to score a banger from outside the box, just like the game against Sheffield, where it took Alexis McAllister to hit a banger for all of a sudden for us to look good. And then, of course, Jota gets the 3-1, and everyone needs to sit here and sing praise. We're back in the race. We're unbelievable. But against the team of better quality up front, this could have been much different because people say that we play risky football. I say that we play stupid football. We hold the ball with no intention of going forward. We have too much space in between our players. The front line literally just sits at the top of the box, motionless. And then we turn it over and people act surprised that we concede an opportunity. What do you expect me of 4 players sitting at the top of the opponent's box, not moving? That's 4 players who aren't defending. That's 4 players who aren't choosing to be an outlet. So to me, maybe I'm being overcritical. Maybe I'm scarred from what I saw last season. You have to be happy with the result, but we haven't put in a good performance in months.
Months. Plus 5 games left. Who cares about performances at the current moment? Like, seriously, who cares?
No, but Mike is right. We haven't. When was the last time we saw like a dominant performance? So Mike is there is. People will say it's extreme, but Mike's actually being pretty fair. We haven't had good performances, and I think performances, whilst then they don't always correlate 100% to results. If you're playing well, generally speaking, you get good results. And there was a significant period of the season where we have been playing well and we've got results. And the last, 10 games or whatever, we've got wins, but we haven't really played well. Maybe the second half is a sign of things that come. I think the second half was better. I don't know how much of that. Thing is, we don't know is how much of that was down to Fulham dropping off, and how much was a good performance. Like I said, I am still optimistic. We're not out of the title race. We have a chance. I think our next 2 away games will determine whether if we win our next 2 away games, I think we're right in it.
This is very true.
Pep Guardiola ruined the league, bro.
But Mo, when you say
ruined the league, bro, like Pep Guardiola
we have 5 games left. The reason why performances matter is because your performance is indicative of predictability, right? So right now,
that's
with the way that we play,
season, though. That's not
no. But I'm
I
talking
disagree
about,
with you. I'm sorry. I really disagree with you, Mike. That's in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, you can say that mid-season. 5 games left, bro. Who cares about performances? As long as at the end the 3 points are on the board, who cares?
What you're saying is most of the time you have good performances. Most of the time when you have good performances, you win. Certainly most of the time that we have good performances, we win. Historically under Klopp, when we've had good performances, most of the time we've won. When we haven't had good performances, we also tend to win, but just not as frequently. And when you have City ahead, you need to cling on to everything you can get. What Mike is saying is fair, I think.
But City aren't playing well. Why are we assuming that they're going to win every game?
Because
why is that? Liverpool have done it enough. Why are we assuming
they've got the advantage?
Yeah, but it takes 1 game, people. It takes 1 game.
I'm going based on history and the fact that their X Factor players are miles ahead of Liverpool's X Factor players. It's just that simple, right? In an X Factor moment, I would take Bernardo. Individual moment of brilliance, I would take Phil Foden. I would take Bernardo Silva. I would take Kevin De Bruyne. I would take Erling Haaland, right? With Liverpool, individual moments of brilliance. Who have I had? Ryan Gravenberch, he had the one goal. Other than that, this season, he's been beyond lackluster, so I can't say him. Alexis McAllister, sure, 100%. He's always in for a banger. Soboslai, I don't think he's playing in his natural position, and he looks like shit. Can't count on Luis Diaz. Can't count on Darwin Núñez. Can't count on Mohamed Salah. I mean, outside of the finish today from Diogo Jota, I think the rest of his performance was quite lackluster. So that's the main difference, right? I can look at these City players and say, if they're playing poor, I know I can get a brilliant moment out of one of them because I've seen it all season. Liverpool, I cannot say the same thing because I've only seen it out of one or two. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Alexis McAllister. Other than that, our clutch players, they've been completely non-existent. Maybe you could say Darwin Núñez against Newcastle, but that was like 6 months ago. So are we really going to go back that far?
Well, what I will say is that
is kind of embarrassing. But
Exactly.
What I will say is since the last few games that Trent's played, he has made a difference. We do better when Trent is there. I think he creates opportunity.
Rex, sorry. This guy, but Trent has to fight for his position because Conor Bradley is playing all right. This guy. He literally said that, by the way. He literally said, but Trent needs to fight back for. Trent needs to earn his position back because Bradley's doing all right.
Whatever.
I just had to plug this because it was going for weeks when Trent was out.
The principle of everyone has to fight for their position makes sense, but Trent's quality is a standout.
He's a difference maker, right? Like, to be honest.
And even in the first half, I think we did hold a lot of possession, but I do agree with Mike when he says a lot of it was a little bit tepid. People say that's controlling the game, but we didn't really create that much with it, and that was that. Possession for possession's sake, I don't think is helpful. People say that's what City do. I don't actually think City do that. City, there's always intent when City have the ball, and I think the first half we lacked intent. Sometimes teams make it difficult for you. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Fulham away is not an easy place to go and get 3 points. Fulham, they gave us a really good game at Anfield this season, so let's not take that away from them. And I think they're 3 points behind their total for last season in points wise, and they've still got obviously 4 or 5 games to go.
Actually, you know what? There's a massive difference between how City fans talk about their club and their team and how other guys. Like if I had City fans here and they are 2 points behind, right? And they won a game 3-1 away at Fulham, and I tried to just criticize their performance of their team, do you know they would flip shit? They would tell me, no, we won the game emphatically. We were in control. Why you're trying to do this? You have an agenda against City. That's what would happen. But Arsenal and Liverpool fans, because they are 2 points behind City, right? Because City still have to earn the points. You guys aren't happy with the 3-1 win away at Fulham, where the majority of the people would say,
unhappy is a strong word.
And by the way, I actually think the performance was all right. For an away game where you rested Salah, Szoboszlai, Konate, right? McAllister, I think that was very good to come out 3-1 win.
Mo. Unhappy is not the right word.
Watch it from
unhappy is not the right word.
An outsider point of view, guys. You rested the majority of your good players, and you still won away at Fulham 3-1 where a lot of people struggled.
It was a fantastic result. Okay, don't get it twisted. Very happy that we won the game. It was a great result. It's what we needed. It's 3 points, but that doesn't mean that you should just overshadow performance ever, no matter how many games are left in the season. That's just my belief as a fan of any sport, right? Whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, whether it's football, right? Always will be happy and grateful for the fact that we won. We won 3-1. We won comfortably in the end, but still you're kind of overshadowing all of the issues that we had in the game and issues that we have had for 6-7 games now since the Manchester United FA Cup game.
I also think that the fact that we lost to Palace last week makes a difference, right? If we sat here right now, we were top of the league, obviously we'd be more enthusiastic about the situation. If you're talking, because yeah, you can look at each win in isolation, but there is a bigger context. We want to win the league, right? We love Klopp. We want Klopp to go away with 2 trophies in this final season. That would be incredible, not just for us, but for him. We owe him so much. He's been great for us, and the fact that we kind of didn't perform. Maybe we didn't perform. I mean, I don't think we did enough last week, even though we missed a load of chances. If we were sitting top of the league now, then it would be different. If this was the middle of January or the middle of December, again, the context would be different. But we know that City very, very rarely in the run-in drop points, and yeah, it's sad.
If City drop points against Brighton, the talk will be different. That's it.
Yeah, of course,
100%, 100%. Yes,
of course.
because it changes
I
every
want to have a
variable.
different conversation. If City drop points against Brighton and Liverpool drop 2 points against somebody, would you guys have more belief that City can drop points again?
No. If we also
but
drop
if they
points,
drop points against Fulham, that means they can. Against Brighton, that means they can drop points as well against Spurs.
well, I mean, of course they could. They could. Is it likely? I don't know. Yes, obviously.
If that's
we
the
can sit
odds.
here.
If they drop points, I'm being logical here. If they drop points against freaking Brighton, that means it's possible that they drop points against other teams.
Everything is possible, but right now I'd say it's unlikely. But we don't know. All we have to go on is City's form this season and what City have shown in previous years. They're not in the Champions League anymore, so that won't be a distraction or something. You know, they did look tired against Madrid. Like there was no coincidence that Haaland came off and De Bruyne came off because they were knackered. Pep talked about it himself. And Marcy Martin said in the chat, the PTSD is real. It is kind of real. That's got to be a factor because we've seen City do it over and over again. So when we have an advantage and we give that advantage away, like we did last week, that knocks your confidence. We're only human. I'm only human. Mike's only human. What you know? We're hopeful. I'm hopeful, but all I have is that hope. And whereas last week, I had hope and I had an actual advantage.
I get what you guys are saying, to be honest, and especially with a team that is not firing at the current moment, like your forward line. Even Jota today wasn't great. Diaz wasn't fantastic. I get it, but you still have the Salah. I believe that Arsenal have a bigger shot than Liverpool to win the league, in my opinion. I don't know why I have this. I feel like their football is more sustainable, more in control. However, I believe that Liverpool have something else. It's the fight, the fire. Seriously.
Listen,
sorry. Someone just quoted that a rag and bone.
Mo, you are
big up Toxic Tash.
But the thing is that just look at City against Chelsea yesterday. Absolutely no business even being in that game. Chelsea should have been far and away. And how many times this season have we seen City play teams in that way, and yet they still win? And it's happened for 3 seasons. We finished second 3 times. So just going by history, I have no reason to sit here and be any more confident than I was back then, even though my team was better and my form was better and my odds were better, right? So there's nothing to say. Like, I have no evidence. I have no empirical data to basically be like, I should be 100% confident that City will drop points and we can definitely win this league. I hope, but I don't think that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and I said that you guys have the fire. You guys have this whatever. Like, I feel like the players still believe they're just gonna try to win every game. I feel like they want to do it for Jurgen Klopp. I feel like this is something that they wanna win. If he does, I think, because if he doesn't win this league, I feel it's a failure. However, nobody expected Liverpool to be actually challenging for the league this season. Nobody did.
If you want to be in hindsight, yeah, you could say that. But
No one expected Liverpool to be challenging for the Premier League title this season, but they are now at the current moment. You are still within a touching distance from the title. Who knows what is going to happen at the end? You know what I'm like? You can just win every game, and then hope for the best. But who's going to leave? Who's going to stay at the end of the season? A lot of people are talking about who's going to stay, who's going to leave. And AMT, I want. Sometimes you can win things against all odds. So what are all odds? Why are people saying this?
Because
what do you mean? Like
they have
about
belief.
2 weeks ago, I said you're favorites. You aren't favorites now because you dropped points against a team. By the way, I expected you to drop still 2 more points, right?
We could.
However, the 3 points you dropped against Crystal Palace were unexpected and unpredicted. I expected you to draw a game against Everton or West Ham or something like this, but I didn't expect you to draw the game against Manchester. You draw against Manchester United, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was 2-2.
And you lost the game against Crystal Palace. That was unpredicted and unexpected. People sit here and tell me, yes, Mo, but you said we're favorites. Well, can someone tell me who predicted Liverpool to lose at home against Crystal Palace? No one. No one.
Or lose 3-0 to Atlanta in the Europa League.
I know it's different. Forget the cup. Forget the Atlanta game. But to be honest, this one, nobody expected you to lose against Crystal Palace. Can you lose against Everton in the midweek? 100%. Is it predictable? No. Do you think you're going to drop points against Everton?
I don't think so. But at the same time, I won't be surprised if we do. Because if we play like we did in the first half, anything can happen. Like with that first half performance, all it takes is one more slip up from Endo in transition. The opposing team gets a break, they finish it. Right? Today that happened. Fulham didn't finish it because Fulham just don't have high quality in the front line. That's not to say that Everton are miles ahead of them when it comes to goal scoring, but it doesn't change the fact that all it takes is one player on the day to have the right moment. And I think that if we play like we did in the second half, I won't be worried. But if we start just like we did today, the worries will come. That's kind of like the state that I'm in with Liverpool. It really just depends on how the first 15 minutes go and how we look. And if I think that we're looking complacent and lethargic, I'm going to be sitting on the edge of my seat the entire time and driving myself to a heart attack. And if we don't, which is rare, then I'll be happy. But I'm not counting on that. So
AMT, I actually know that you're an Arsenal fan. Bro, everyone is so deflated, bro, against all odds. We aren't expected. City have won the league already. Okay, so
We've been here before.
To be honest, I am trying to gaslight people because I want to talk about the title race. Otherwise, should we just shut down the channel then? Shut down, Sky Sports should shut down. Should we not actually broadcast the league? Khalas, done. It's over. Should we just not play the final 5 games?
We're not giving up. We're not giving up, but at the same time,
sorry, a lot of people are giving up. Come on.
Okay, let's just put it this way. I'm hopeful and I pray, but I've been here 3 times before, and I will not allow it to destroy me again. It's pretty much that simple.
PTSD is real, bro. This is PTSD. This is war veterans. You know what I mean? Going to the VA, bro. This is
been there,
ridiculous.
done that. Been there, done that.
Oh my god.
You know what? Listen,
I love this. I'm confident. I like
Ready? This is exactly what's going to happen. Arsenal are going to drop points. Liverpool are going to surpass them. City are going to come back, and then we're going to see in the second to last game of the season, Rodri's going to stick his arm out. There's going to be another handball, and they're not going to call it, and then City's going to win the league. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. If Arsenal win every game from now until the end of the season, they're going to win the league.
Very possible.
If Liverpool win every game to the end of the season, will Liverpool win the league?
No, I don't. I can't guarantee that because I think Arsenal can win also every game of the league. I'm just sure that Man City will drop points somewhere. There's gonna be 2 points dropped somewhere, and they are behind in goal difference. I'm just sure about this.
Are
I
they
don't know
behind us on
why.
goal difference? I think they're ahead of us on goal difference.
1 goal. Okay. 1 goal.
Something like
And
that.
by the way, I just want to say, big up everybody. By the way, actually, Footy Judge Mo
On
just
the game in
reached
hand. On the game in hand. On the
20.
game in hand.
We actually reached 20K like yesterday. So big up everybody that supported the channel. I know I'm not great in celebration because I'm deflated about the Premier League and about the title race and everything, just because Man City are 2 points ahead. But big up everybody that supported the channel, congratulated me, liked the video or shared it. You guys are part of this. And everybody, of course, all the content creators and all the friends that are not even content creators, like Mike Das, Rack, that come here on the channel and support me. This is great. We got 20K. I never believed that I would be 20K now, 6 months from the start of the channel.
See, you never believed. I always believed. I always believed. At the end of the season, I believed. And you, Mo, with your negativity, you never believed.
I never believed that it is.
This is indicative of the title race. This is indicative of the title race.
See, but so that means you guys can get it. That means you guys can win the league.
No one is saying that we can't. It's just that it's a probability thing.
So can I ask you a question? Do you believe it's because of you guys? Seriously, and everyone in the chat. Is it because you guys don't believe that you can win every game, or you guys don't believe that Man City will drop any points?
I think it's a combination of both because I can look back and I can look to 4 games and be like, there's absolutely no reason that should have been a draw. And then if I want to sit here in hindsight, I could criticize it that way. And then at the same time, I could look at Manchester City and their history and I could say the odds are, predictably speaking, they have a better chance to win all of their games than they do to drop any points. It's like there's like 8 different, circles I have to pull from. You know what I mean?
So I think we can win all of our games, but I don't know whether that's going to be enough. That's the problem. I think City can even draw a game and potentially beat us in goal difference.
Yes,
but I think we can. I think we can win all of our games.
Every game.
Then we also have to worry. Then we have to worry about Arsenal.
Oh yeah, all of our games is every.
If Arsenal goes, Arsenal have nothing left to play for. So if they go 6 for 6, bada bing, bada boom, or 5 for 5, whatever it is, it's just there's too many variables.
Just accept that they are behind. That second is okay because there's Pep Guardiola. Should people just accept that?
Fuck that narrative. That is the worst narrative. That is loser mentality.
This is the narrative that is going on now. That it's all right.
I know, which is bullshit because people, you know what, Mo? People use that narrative because they want to defend Klopp. Because their egos are so attached to Jurgen Klopp because he won a Premier League title that they need to find any excuse to save him from the fact that he has underachieved in his 8 years or 9 years as Liverpool manager. It's that simple. Jurgen Klopp always will be grateful for him, but there's no denying that. And if you want to use the excuse, well, it's Pep Guardiola's league and we're second place, then that's a loser's mentality. And if you want to take that to defend your ego, go ahead. But that's all it is. It's just a facade for the ego.
Okay, forget what. All what you said is great. Is great speech. I'm talking reality-wise.
So I look at it slightly differently in the sense that Guardiola is arguably the best manager in the world, if not the best manager in the world. And if Klopp was going up against anybody else, I think we actually would have been much more successful. City, when he came into City, they were already strong. They'd already had a backbone. He spent a lot of money, made mistakes, was given the opportunity to improve on those mistakes. It's the number of fullbacks he bought and all that kind of stuff. Whereas, but anyway, everyone knows the story. Everyone knows the narrative. Arguably their best player is not a Guardiola purchase. Kevin De Bruyne is someone who was already at the club. And has been instrumental. You can even look at players like Vincent Kompany and stuff like that. Really, the only person who was significant for I don't know. Maybe if you want to put.
But we only lost by 1 point. This is the thing. It was we only lost by 1 point every time. Well,
no, but it was 1 point. And they scored they got 99 and we got 98 or whatever it was, or 98 and 97. So it was 1 point. But they were so good that they still got that many points, and we were so good and we still got the year we got 97 points. No team that's not called Manchester City has ever got more than 95 points. We got 97 and came second.
And
that in itself is crazy.
What does that mean? And
what it means
the
is
bar was raised, Drac.
No,
the bar is raised.
But it was raised. It was raised by City. But any other team in history would not have got that. At least in the Premier League history and English League. No, but it shows that we achieved a really, really elite level of performance.
100%.
And if it wasn't for another team who was at that level and even slightly higher, they beat us. That we could have that season. we lost one game, right? We lost one game to Manchester City. That season, we could have become, if we beat Man City, we could have been Centurions, double winners, and exactly. So Sane hit the post, and we missed a goal by 16 millimeters or whatever it was. Like, it's not.
But
small.
So there's nuance in all of these. There's small margins. There's small margins, and in those small margins, unfortunately, and maybe this plays into it as well.
Unfortunately, it didn't go your way. It could have gone your way.
Yeah. No, but maybe this is also what plays into the whole kind of PTSD, whatever you want to call it, is that when we've needed those small margins, when we've needed that little edge, it hasn't gone for us.
But the major thing here is that we can sit here and we can talk about what we had to face and how we came up short and the reasons why, but ultimately, history is written by people who win. Right? And 30 years from now, we're not going to look back and be like, damn, that second place Liverpool team was unbelievable. We're going to say, holy fuck, that Manchester team was unreal.
I will. I can't speak for everybody, but we also won the Champions League that season, right? So
we did.
So
it wasn't a failure.
But I'll still remember it because we won 17 games in a row. Drew 1 and then won 18 games in a row.
That's crazy.
That is fucking mad.
That's mental,
out of a possible 108 points or 110 points, we dropped 2 points.
That's mad. That's absolutely crazy.
But we only had one league.
That's crazy. So basically, the conclusion is it's all right to be second.
Well, listen.
It's
okay.
So, guys, the conclusion after all of this is that it's actually all right. You know what I mean? It's actually okay. It's not that bad. You being second is not that bad.
I'm grateful for Jurgen and what he did, and it does suck that he happened to come at the time of Pep Guardiola, but it still doesn't change the fact that we didn't win, and that's my only point. Right? True. Like, you can be grateful for the journey. You can be grateful for where we came from. You can be grateful for what he did, but ultimately speaking, you didn't get the job done. And, whether I view it black and white or you view it with color, it doesn't really matter. We just have different viewpoints on it, and all fans have different viewpoints on it. But ultimately, to me, it's always going to be, I'm not going to look back and say, look at what we did. I'm going to look back and say, damn, like, we were so close to doing this. I mean, 1-3 in Champions League finals, 1-4 in European finals in total. Two Carabao Cups, an FA Cup, and one of everything else in 9 years. Obviously, you kind of got to like discount the first 2 years because we were building, right? So that's kind of in 7 years. It's impressive, but for what could have been, it's always going to feel like a slight underachievement to me. And whether that's because of Pep Guardiola, I don't think is relevant, because of the fact that I think that we were good enough to beat him, and we didn't. And the fact that we finished a point behind him is indicative of the fact that we were good enough to do it, but we didn't get the job done. So you can say that's because of Manchester City, or you can say that's because we lost 1-0 away to Leicester City. Like, however you want to view it.
Let me do this.
I think the way to look at it is, there was a period for probably 3 seasons, maybe 4 seasons, where we were the best or top 2 teams in the world, and certainly for that window of time. And maybe if things have gone a little bit more our way, or maybe if we taken charge a little bit more, or whatever, or been a little bit more clutch, however you want to describe it. Maybe, especially in those particular moments, we could have done a bit better. But that's life, man. What are you going to do?
Of course.
We can't.
Let me do a couple of super chat. Emery, thank you everybody supporting the channels and the super chat. Of course, Emery first full season with Villa and 8 points off the top of the league. Would you take him at Liverpool, or do you think he's only a cup manager? I don't think he's a big club manager though, Sean. Like in my opinion, I actually think, what can he do at Liverpool? Do you think he can challenge Pep Guardiola for the league? This is Liverpool's aim. Liverpool's aim is to challenge for the Premier League. It's not to just win a cup here and there. I don't think Emery can do it, Sean. That's my opinion. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I don't know if you take him, Mike.
Unai Emery hasn't proven anything at a club that's the level of a Liverpool or a Manchester City. What he's done with Aston Villa is unbelievable, but that's not to say that he could do it with Liverpool, because he didn't do it with Arsenal, and Arsenal are a huge club. So I don't think that every manager is meant for big clubs. I mean, Graham Potter, another great example, unbelievable at Brighton, just completely crippled under the pressure of Chelsea.
Yeah,
it's much bigger than a guy's ability.
yeah.
So.
AMT saying, you know what is crazy? Arsenal pipped Liverpool to the league by 1 point. Listen, if Arsenal win the league by goal difference, AMT, I think that's the greatest title race I've seen in this league. If Arsenal win this season by goal difference against Liverpool or whoever, I think this will be the greatest title race. Imagine if the three teams end up on the same points. Because if Man United draw a game and Liverpool and Arsenal win every game, you all end up on the same points. It's going to be goal difference. I think that would be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. JJ, thank you so much. Congratulations on the milestone, bro. Rabbina wafak. Thank you so much, JJ. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Listen, people who aren't staying for long, I know there is a Barcelona versus Real Madrid game going on. Also, this will take you to El Ahwa. I hope that HUSAM set up already.
Barcelona are already up 1-0.
Yeah, that's what it says. Barcelona are up 1-0 already. But listen, this will take you to Lahwa. I want to thank everybody that watched us, stuck by us. Thank you guys for being here. This is not going to be a long tomorrow. Nobbins, Tom, and Rory at 1:30 UK time. We'll see you guys there. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rack. And thank you, Mike. I know Rack is not here. Appreciate you guys. And we're out of here, people.